everybody, it's me, Mainely Mandy. It might be hard to recognize me because 2022 has given me quite a bit of a licking, I'll tell you what. And somehow I just keep coming back. Am I bleeding? Sure, it's fine. Had plans like last month to do some kind of like end of the year retrospective type video. And then, I don't know, a lot more things happened, and this was just kind of the vibe that I was feeling. Like originally I wanted to do something kind of more similar in the vein of last year's little Birthmas video that I made that was really cute and silly, and most people didn't actually see it, which is fine. But no, this is the vibe now. This is the vibe of 2022. So I've just decided to fucking embrace it, because screw it. This is just where I am now. This video also isn't a scripted video. I have a list of notes that are right here in front of me that'll like help me guide me through this, but this is just me. You're just getting unfiltered Mandy. 2022 has been a really rough fucking year. There's been times in this year where I was so certain, like, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing that makes me finally have a breakdown. And then I just got through it somehow. You know, like my entire life has just been that one meme of the dog with the flames everywhere. Just constantly that for like months on end. It's just been ridiculous. You know, I no longer work where I used to work, which came with a significant loss of income. I no longer have health insurance. That's been a little stressful, honestly. Like I've been like carefully walking around things as best I can. I have now a new job, which I do actually like a lot better than my last job, but it does pay significantly less, so like that's been a bit of an adjustment. Luckily, I have had a pretty decent influx of new supporters over on patreon.com/mainlymandy, so you know that's helped quite a bit. And I am tired, and I am so glad that 2022 is almost over. It was interesting because last year is called my Jesus year. That's what they call it when you're 33. They call it your Jesus year. And so last year, like things were like pretty good for the most part. You know, like connecting with other YouTubers, starting like getting really into the channel, and like getting on the eyeball zone. Like there were so many good things that happened last year. And then I just feel like this year was just sort of like, you know what? Things have been good too good for her. So let's fuck with her a bit. Not to say that's all been bad, and we'll be talking about some of that in a little bit here, but it's just been very challenging. So this is, like I said, this is just the vibe. I hope you're enjoying that. By the way, this rainbow Christmas tree, this is Gary. He's my gay tree that I have this year. I didn't get him until after I filmed my last video, my last like Birthmas video. So that's why he didn't see him in that video, but you get to see him in this one. So first I just want to take a moment to just kind of like talk about like what we had for videos this past year. This has been a really interesting year for my channel. I've made, I think it was like 2 more videos than I did last year. So like in theory, I didn't make that many more videos, yeah, but like I feel like the quality of my videos overall really went up this year. I really learned to do newer stuff. I got Premiere Pro, which has been helping so much more. I have been learning more. I don't have my Skillshare account anymore because most tutorials you can find to like learn things are just easily found on YouTube. So I just use those most of the time, or I just ask other people how to do a thing. Big shout out to Caitlin Conrad. They are really a wonderful friend, and I love them so much, and they put up with so much for me. So thank you, Caitlin, very much. So let's just talk about some of the videos that I've made this past year. So of course, the really big video, the video that we like really started this year off of was just like a huge one, right? It was my 3-hour documentary about the accusations and allegations against Franklin Vo, one of our sort of like polyam elders in the polyamorous community, called Abuse and Polyamory, Franklin Vo and Polyamorous Protectionism. At time of recording right now, that is my most viewed video. It has reached over 16,000 views, and that is absolutely incredible. Like, I cannot thank enough all of the people who shared it and who like made sure that that video got eyeballs on it. Like it really exploded in a really big way. So, you know, thank you to everyone who did that. I also just realized I forgot to turn my heater back off. So it's kind of loud and obnoxious, but I'm not gonna get up and restart. So I'm sorry if that's annoying, but it's cold, it's winter. It's already dark out. It's like, what time is it? It's not even 6 o'clock, and it's so dark out and it's cold. So you're just gonna have to live with it. To this day, I'm still getting comments on that from people like discovering that video and thanking me for making it, sharing their own stories, and it's really very humbling experience. It has been. It's been kind of interesting to notice the reaction, or maybe supposedly lack of reaction, from a certain community of polyamorous people, specifically Franklin Vo. He hasn't actually made a actual response to my video, but there are other things that he has said and done that feel like they might be responses. Like, for example, he has never specifically said, Mainly Mandy mentioned this thing about Louisa, blah, 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 in his, any of his stuff that I've seen anyway. But he did release recently some actual screenshots of the emails that Louisa sent to people, initially like looking for more information about like what these relationships with him actually were like, which is one of those like really big things that Franklin likes to repeat over and over again. Louisa harassed people, Louisa harassed people, Louisa harassed people. And I made a point to say, like, it's interesting that he doesn't back this up with any screenshots. Like, you think somebody would have been like, hey, here's a screenshot of this email, so here's some definite proof of this thing that you're claiming, Franklin, right? Like, it's weird. And so that was the thing I very specifically criticized. And he actually has now released screenshots of the emails, and oh my goodness, they are exactly what I expected. Exactly. Literally just a person going, hey, if you wanted to talk about your experience with Franklin Vo, I've heard through the grapevine they're not maybe like his version of events maybe isn't all of reality. So if you wanted to talk, here's my information. Like, literally sounds like anything a journalist might send, but whatever, Franklin. Anyway, I'm actually gonna do some kind of like year later retrospective about that to talk more about all of the updates that have come up since coming out with my video, because there's so much more we could talk about what Franklin has done. So that's gonna happen in February. But for now, let me just say that I am still so proud of that video. Thank you all so much for your responses to it, and I just really appreciate how many people that video has like really touched, including monogamous people who have seen it and been like, I have no idea about this, I'm not polyamorous, but thank you for talking about this. So, you know, I really appreciate that. Now, of course, after that video came out, I wanted to do something that was the complete opposite. So I made a basic terminology lesson, which was my first collaboration, at least my first proper collaboration I've made on this channel, with one Adam Fellows. If you don't know Adam, they are just a pure delight. They make fantastic videos over on the Anarchy Funhouse, and you should definitely go subscribe to them if you haven't already. You might be hearing a familiar voice in one of their future videos, just as a heads up. This video, I don't have too much to say about it really, other than it was just really fun. Adam had some really great suggestions on how to punch up the script a little bit more. They seem to enjoy their part of voicing Gizmo, so that's great. It was just really fun, and it was very silly, and I really enjoyed doing it. The songs that I made up for that, I really wasn't expecting Adam to just like run with it so hard, but they did, which is really cool of them. So yeah, it was a fun video. Of course, my next really big video was a video called Is Polyamory More Enlightened? I actually really liked how that video came out. To me, that video feels like a kind of like quintessential Mainly Mandy video. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like the humor in it is really good. I'm very proud of like some of the quotes and some of the examples, and I think I explained myself very well in there. There is one thing about it that I think is a little weak, and I think I spent a little bit too much time trying to like break down some of the arguments about like whether or not polyamory is better than monogamy, and I think that could have either been its own separate video, or maybe I just shouldn't have talked about it in that video. Just like when I rewatch that part now, I'm like, I just don't feel as good about that part. The rest of it's great. I really love the outfit I had. A big shout out to my friend Ophelia, who lent me that ridiculously big hat and that amazing dress. It was so much fun to wear. She's fantastic, and I hope she gets more people to, you know, hire her for her costumes, because they're really good. And it was really sweet of her. She actually didn't charge me for like borrowing that costume, which was very nice. So definitely a big shout out to Ophelia. I think if I was gonna make that video now, the biggest change would be I would take out all that stuff about like, is non-monogamy better than monogamy, like all that things. I don't think I would really focus on that so much. And I think I would actually make that part instead a little bit of an exploration into this interesting rise I've seen in which like people are talking about monogamy being, quote, more radical. This is something that I'll probably make a video about anyway at some point. But there's been this really interesting kind of rise of these like think pieces where people come out and go like, hey kids, you know what's really radical? Monogamy. And it just has, you know, guidance counselor sitting backwards in a chair energy. And I really need to talk about that at some point. It's not great. But otherwise, I am really proud of the video. I think it's really good. And it does feel like a really good, like, if you're new to my channel, that would be a video I would recommend to start with potentially, because I just think it's a solid video. So in between the last video and then this video, Aliens, Monstrous Motherhood, and Why I'm Child Free, that was actually when I changed jobs. I was working for an office of some description, keep it vague. And I no longer worked there. It was some bullshit. But it was interesting because it did give me like a little bit more time to actually work on the video because I had some time off where I could just like focus on that. So that was kind of nice. This was my first time using green screen. It was a little stressful, but again, Kalen Conran was very helpful. They made a fantastic background for me. It was really great. I'm really proud of how this script came out. I think it's honestly one of my favorite scripts I've ever done. It was kind of silly because, you know, I'm mostly just talking about the movie Aliens, and it was a little challenging because I kind of purposely try not to talk about my childhood too much. And there is a very major reason for why I'm child free that's relating to my childhood, but I don't like to talk about it too much because, you know, one, it's, you know, kind of a heavy subject. And then the other thing is that to talk about my childhood, it also means I have to talk about the childhoods of like my siblings, and like, not that they have said I can't do that, obviously they haven't, but you know, I am very protective of my siblings. I'm the oldest. So that was like kind of a bit of a challenge to write that script without diving into that important aspect and make all those connections. Overall though, I think I did really well. I'm really proud of that script. It was a very fun script. It was very creative, I think. I love the outfits I have. I still have that alien onesie, which I remember when it arrived, originally that was actually supposed to be the Queen Mother kind of outfit that I wear, the Monstrous Mandy outfit. But it was just too silly. Like I just couldn't, I'm like, there's no way I can wear this with those parts. Like no one's gonna take me seriously. That's why you see it at the end. The next major video is of course my jealousy and compersion video. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that one. You know, my terminology lesson videos tend to be like simple, nothing too fancy. I try not to overthink them a little bit too much. You know, I just try to make them kind of fun and simple, nothing too long. And I think I succeeded with this one as well. I got across the point that was really the major point, which is really just like, you know, if you feel jealousy, it doesn't automatically make you a bad person. And it bothers me how often I see polyamorous people saying like, oh, if you feel jealousy, you're doing polyamory wrong. There's like one joke in that in particular that makes me fucking die every time. I love it. It's the gag where I suddenly cut to the world and it's just on fire with a bunch of screaming. That was very much a last minute decision and I stand by it. My next video after that was very ambitious in the sense that I used that as kind of a test to see how many people I could get as voice actors for it who were sort of like outside of my immediate social circle. So for example, I got Mildred, I got Foreign Man from a Foreign Land, I got Calgren, wow, I can't say names right now, sorry. I got Kyle, and that was really cool. There were a couple of people I asked who I either didn't hear from or they declined, but they all did so very politely, so that was totally cool. It mostly just came down to the fact that they didn't want to read those kind of quotes, and I don't blame them. That video was interesting because originally it was supposed to be more of a straight up video essay, and then it just kept turning into rants, and eventually I just sort of embraced it. And I think it came out really good. I'm really proud of the editing in that. I think I got across my point really good. It was really fun to film in my bedroom. I don't film in there very often because it's kind of like right underneath the stairs in my building. So like anytime anybody gets on those stairs, you could just hear it the whole way up and down. Like, of course, after that was the Hypno Kink video. And again, this was one that did a lot better than I was expecting. I really thought that one was gonna get like demolished. And granted, it's not all about the sex. That video did get hit with partial demonetization. So with this video, I was even more nervous because I was talking very specifically about a specific kink. So I cut out, like, I mean, if you watched it, you remember there was a lot of words that were censored. I put in some silly sounds like the dolphin sound, you know. Shout out to SpongeBob SquarePants. But it did really well. I think at the time of recording, it's over 5K views, which is really good for a video of mine. Like I think it's already in like the top like 5 or so videos that I've made, so that's pretty good. I'll take that. My New Jersey and commercial that I made, that was so much fun. I was dying that whole time. My favorite thing. I literally finished editing that part, exported it, and sent it immediately to Zoe B to be like, Zoe, look what I did. And Zoe was just like losing it. So shout out to Zoe B. She also puts up with a lot from me. Now, some of my videos that I made this year were obviously a lot more simple in scale. Some of them were unscripted, like my videos like, why I'm queer, or just sort of talking about the representation of polyamory in the show You in the 3rd season. Things like that were simple, and it was just me mostly just rambling at the camera. I did also do the 2 prompts from Sarah over from the Costume Codex, the one scene for Hope and the one scene for Joy. Those 2 were scripted. Those were a lot of fun to work on. I was especially happy to get to talk about my favorite scene from the Sense8 series finale. That was great. So shout out to Sarah for doing that. I'm hoping that she makes some more of those, because that's really cool. So overall, this year I did 7 main videos. I did 5, I wrote this down, sorry, I got a cheat sheet. I had 5 minis, so that's 12 videos. If you include this video and the polyamory, married, and dating video, that actually brings it up to 14. So I did do a couple more this year than I did last year. Ideally next year, you'll be seeing a lot more from me. Like, I would like to have at least 1 video out every month, and then I would like to have some kind of like short video, kind of like, something like this, or those like some unscripted sort of videos where I just like go through and just kind of chat the camera for a little bit. Admittedly, it's hard because just my schedule's changed a lot than what it used to be. And I don't always have weekends completely off, and I work now in a deli, so I'm on my feet all day, and sometimes I come home and I am just tired and I just don't want to do anything. But overall, I am really happy with the number of videos that I released. There are some disappointments, like I am really sad that the imposter syndrome video didn't come out this year, but that is going to come out next year. I don't know if it'll come out right in January. I might postpone that a couple more months just so that I have more time to get it done. That video is going to be very ambitious. There's a lot of things I want to do with it. There's a lot of people I hope to get involved with it. So like in terms of the scale, I just really got overwhelmed, and I've also unfortunately been dealing with a lot of depression stuff lately. But on the plus side, this gives me more time to work on it. I don't feel as rushed this way, and I can this way hopefully get out a product that is exactly what I want it to be, as opposed to what would have happened if I had rushed it back in November when it was supposed to come out, and it wouldn't have been nearly as good. So keep on the lookout for that. I think I'm gonna aim for maybe March next year. We'll see. Big old question mark in that, but anyway, hopefully soon. So one thing that I was hoping to do more this year that I didn't feel like I did as much as I was hoping for more collaboration on my channel. However, there has been a lot more collaboration outside of my channel. So for example, my friends Little Hoots, Kaylin Conrad, and myself, we started a podcast this past year called Respect the Dead, and it's actually been doing really well. I mean, especially for a new podcast, right? Things with it have at times taken some wild turns. We at one point experienced a little bit of dogpiling when our dear Hoots was personally suspended by Elon Musk. That was a whole thing. If you want to go watch her video talking a bit more about that, you can. But like at one point we got some people that like purposely posted like bad reviews of our podcast, and Kaylin ended up putting out like a call. It was like, hey, we're getting dogpiled. If you don't mind writing a nice review, please do. And we got 4 times the amount of good reviews than bad reviews, which I think is really funny. So thank you all. We got more episodes coming out for you. Lots of cool things planned. I'm really excited to keep making that podcast. It's so much fun. It's really, I just get to have cool conversations with my friends about shitty people from history, and then we monetize it, Late stage capitalism is fucking wild. The other big collaboration sort of effort that happened this year was, of course, F the Algorithm. We've done that twice now. It's a monthly-ish stream. We're not doing one here this month in December, where we highlight other creators, mostly like smaller creators, people whose channels have just sort of been missed by the algorithm, and we're hoping to like send people to their channels, get their subscriber and views and all that up, and we've done it twice, and the response has been really good so far. We're still figuring out and fine-tuning stuff, so that's been really exciting. Our next one will be in January sometime. I don't know who's hosting that one. I ended up very abruptly hosting the November one. I didn't know I was going to do that until literally the night before. I thought someone else had signed up for that. I was like, oh, me? Okay. It was a little stressful, but it worked out okay. So, but that's been really fun, and I just really love the energy and the community building that's happening with that. Just this opportunity to help each other out. I do very much believe that the rising tide can rise all ships, or however that saying goes. And remember, if you're interested in submitting, go over to the algorithm and look up that information, how to do it. I don't remember it off the top of my head because I'm tired, so I'm so sorry. But you should submit. You should. If you're a small creator, please reach out to us. Do it. We love you. Especially if you're like a marginalized person who, you know, let's face it, the algorithm's not really good at representing like Black people, queer people, as well as like it should. So, you know, please reach out to us. We would love to have you on. So yeah, what do we got coming next year? Well, hopefully 2023 will be a lot kinder to me overall, because this year's just been like beating the fuck out of me, let me tell you. Between just like some weird romantic shit that has happened this year, and you know, my life and the job change, and my rent's going up next month, and support me at patreon.com/mainlymandy. Like, it's just been a rough year. And that's not even talking about things that happened in the world. Honestly, it's kind of a scary time to be an openly queer and polyamorous person, let me tell you. In terms of this channel, like I mentioned before, I am hoping that I will continue making more videos, hopefully at least once a month. But you know, we'll do our best over here at Mainely Mandy Productions. As I mentioned, Imposter Syndrome, of course, is coming out next year. There are some other really interesting videos that I hope to work on, including a potential follow-up to a video I already made, specifically the one about relationship anarchy. I just realized my mic's on this side, so I probably should have done this, but oh well. So yeah, there'll definitely be more episodes of Respect the Dead. Definitely check that out. Every Monday we come out with new episodes. This month we decided to do some shorter episodes, just to like kind of like take it a little bit easier without like completely screwing us over with the algorithm. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm very excited for some of our future episodes that will be coming out soon. Another sort of a big thing for this coming year is that I'm really hoping that I get to actually meet some of my cool YouTube friends in person. There are two trips in particular that I really want to do. One would be either to California or to Canada. I assume California, so that Kayla, Hoots, and I can all just like be in the same place at the same time. We've talked about wanting to do that, and maybe that could be like a little fun like live show potentially or something. I don't know. I don't know what we would do with that exactly. I just want to see my friends in person. I've been still feeling really isolated, even with pandemic stuff supposedly being more over now, but you know, about that. So that's really exciting. The other big trip that I really want to take is I really want to go to Ireland. I have my passport now, and I really want to like see more of the world. That'd be kind of cool, you know, before the icy breath of death grips my neck and I end up on my podcast. That would be really cool. And I also really want to meet Neil and Sarah. Like, they're the nicest people in the fucking world. I want to hug them. I want to hug them so bad. Handshake, a high five, an elbow. I want to rub elbows. The other interesting, ambitious thing I really want to do next year, and I'm going to say this out loud because hopefully if I say it out loud, people will bug me enough on the internet that I will have to do this. But this is something I wanted to do now for a little while. But I really want to try and make a rowdy showing of Cats happen. It's silly how obsessed I am with this idea and all the ideas I have connected to it, but I really want to make this happen. I've talked to another friend of mine who knows more about like actually producing shows, and she's really interested in making it happen. I think she more unironically loves cats than I do, and that's okay. But like, I think I want to make this happen. And also, Hoots has said that if I make this happen, she will come see the show. So like, that's an opportunity right there to hang out with Hoots, and like, I can't pass that up. So bother me online and make me make this happen. So the other big thing, and I think I mentioned this in my last video too, is that I'm actually going to be making some changes to my Patreon tiers. As you can tell, I'm someone who is not interested in hierarchy at all. And it kind of bugs me that the way right now my Patreon is set up, it's like, oh, if you give me this much money, you get more benefits. And if you give me less money, you get less benefits. And like, in my opinion, everybody who gives me money are equally amazing. Like, whether you give me $2 or $50, or you know, someone gave me $100, like, that's incredible to me. And I personally get a little stressed out every time I'm trying to like make a Patreon post and having to decide like, oh, who gets what. Like, I just don't like having to do that. So I've decided that next year I'm going to change Patreon to make it a little more simple for me, and then hopefully it'll also make it more interesting and more attractive to other people to sign up and join our little community, as it were. I just think it's going to make it, one, it's going to make it less stressful for me, and then just two, I just hope that people know that it shows, I hope it shows a level of appreciation that I want it to show, instead of like dividing arbitrarily people up just based on how much money they can give. Because just because someone can only give me $2, it doesn't mean they don't deserve like all the benefits. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. And my patrons, I talked to them a little bit about this, and the vibe was basically just like, okay. I just have the coolest, chillest patrons ever. It's really nice. So anyway, starting next month, all tiers will get all the same benefits, and you just decide how much money you want to give me. And whatever tier you sign up for, you'll obviously get charged monthly for that, but like everyone's gonna get the same thing. Some of the benefits are going to change. Like I obviously can't make a bath bomb for everybody. You know, I wish I could, but I am one person and there's just no way I could handle that amount of production. So the bath bomb benefit, that will go away, obviously. And I also won't be reading everyone's names in the credits anymore, because I cannot do that. And I've already demonstrated once before that that's just not a good idea. So everyone instead will get things like everyone's names will be in the credits. Everybody will, you know, get the behind the scenes footage and video. You'll get the bloopers. Like everyone will get access to the early access stuff, like with the no ads at the same time, like things like that. So if you're interested in that and been thinking about signing up for my Patreon, this is a great time to do it. That change will go into effect probably again sometime next year. I'll probably do it right at the beginning of January. The other thing I wanted to do in this video is that I want to announce my next really big project. Some of you may remember that at the end of my little Birthmas video that I did last year, I then finally explained what my big project was, that being, of course, the Franklin Vo video. And, you know, I was very purposely not initially explaining what the video was that I was working on, mostly because I just didn't want to get harassed by people. I didn't want to build expectations up too far and ahead. And I also was honestly a little concerned that if Franklin found out, that I would start getting bombarded by, you know, his simps and his stans, and maybe even by the man himself. And I honestly was kind of proven right to be cautious, because right after that video came out, I heard that he did actually reference my video. Granted, he did it in a very vague way where he very purposely didn't say my name or anything, but also still managed to try and insult me while also admitting he knew nothing about me. It was some petty bullshit. And also he used a bunch of quotation marks against me. So in Franklin's world, that's like a really big deal. So, oh no, quote marks, whatever will I do? Anyway, in this case, this is a project where I haven't really started working on it yet, like a little bit, but not much. And this is one where I don't have as much like concern over like being harassed or anything like that. Like I highly doubt that's gonna happen with this one. But I wanted to start building a little bit of hype for it, because it is going to be a big project. It might even be as long as the polyamorous documentary, although I have decided that if it is over 2 hours long, I will divide it up into a couple of parts, because a 3-hour documentary is just way too much. I don't want to ever do that again. But this is going to be a fun video. It's going to be very ambitious. It's going to involve travel. It's going to involve filming outside. It's going to involve all of the seasons. It's going to be really interesting and really hard probably to film. But I'm going to start working on it more in earnest next year, and hopefully be able to film it either at the end of next year, or it will be ready for 2024. Between that and like the imposter syndrome video, and plus many other videos I have plans for, the next couple of years are going to be really good. So I really hope you all stick around, and hopefully this channel continues to grow. I was hoping to get to 5K subscribers by the end of this year, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but that's okay. Hopefully next year, and maybe one day 10K, and then maybe 20K. Whew. Scared myself a little bit just thinking about 20K people watching this channel. Like, what? It's a little scary. Thank you all so much for your continued support. This year in particular, it really meant the world to me. It has been honestly a really hard year, and the last couple of months in particular have been extremely stressful, and there's been a couple of times I really thought I was gonna break. I really did. I was like right here on the cusp, and somehow still managed to push through. And I do think that part of that is having this, and having this community, and having the kind of friends I do now, where I have these really cool creative friends who make content like I do, and we can talk about ideas and the things that we struggle with. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Hopefully next year will be a lot better. Probably not, but you know, girl can dream. And I really hope that you will continue to show up for future projects like my next big project, Mainely Mandy Talks About Maine. I'll see y'all next time. This video is brought to you by all of my Patreon supporters over on patreon.com/mainlymandy, but a special thank you to Angela Ward, Adam Fellows, Austin Tallman, Bailey Grevlin, Beat Duck, Kaylin Conrad, David Lindes, Haley Williams, Jeffrey Reynolds, Kevin Cook, Liz Hammond, Michael Mirandas, Non-Anonymous, Faye Briscoe, Thea Westfall, Polly Amethyst, Sidekick, and of course, Veronica Duff.